Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. That's Formula A, Formula B right there. Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves. Formula A brings a piece to the top and twists a corner if needed. Twists corners as needed. With that's all I needed to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Because parodies are a lie, they're caused by the center slice being a quarter turn off. And we know how to fix that. ABCube method also works on the minxes, every complexity minxes. As I scramble. Same as the cube, Formula A brings a piece to the top and twists corners. And Formula B moves 3 pieces around. The difference between the cubes and the minxes as far as the ABCube method is concerned is that the cubes can have a parity. The minx can't have a parity. They resolve. I did see, however, someone got what looked like a parity as they were trying to pair up the edge, trying to use the reduction method. So I guess you can get a parity, but you can get what looks like a parity. But the centers can be solved. The parities can be solved because the parity is caused by the center, absolute center, that you can't see, that can be a quarter turn off. On a cube, that's true, because if one quarter turn this way is 3 quarter turns that way, and both of them are odd. But if on a minx, 1 quarter turn this way is the same as 4 quarter turns that way, which can be resolved. So you cannot force a minx onto this cube. You can place things in the wrong position so that it looks like a parity, but you can't get an actual parity. So, it's snowing outside where I am. That's why I'm dressed nice and warmly. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. What does Formula A do? I have to show you the cube. Where I'm looking. Here's one. On the star parts, anything that uses the formula if one of the 2 columns used on Formula B is the center column on a minx, you have ancillary problems. So if on a cube, give me a cube. It has a center. No, that's odd. That's even. There we go. On a cube, moving the absolute center up, and down. Let's try that again. I had an unscheduled interrupt. I'm talking about hi, I'm Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Let's just begin again. Formula A is 4 moves, brings a piece to the face from the face to the top, and Formula B moves 3 pieces around, always moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you need to do to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Because a parity is a lie. A parity is where it looks like there's only 2 pieces that need to switch and only 2 pieces. It cannot come on a 3x3 unless your 3x3 is a void cube, because parities, whatever they look like, whatever is always 2 pieces and only 2 pieces that need to switch. And Formula B always moves 3 pieces around. So if it looks like there's 2 pieces and only 2 pieces, the third piece that you do not see is literally the piece that you do not see. It is the slice of the cube that touches your parity. So whether your parity is, opposite each other or adjacent to each other or on different faces even, whenever there's only 2 pieces that need to switch, the slice that touches that parity, move it a quarter turn, and now you have 3 or more edges to fix, and the parity has dissolved. Poof! So you don't need to memorize long parity algorithms. All parity algorithms are long. So you don't have to memorize parity algorithms, and Formula A and B will solve every complexity Rubik's Cube, and also every complexity Minx. Now this is not a speed solving method. This is not a fewest moves method. It is turn inefficient and crazy with regrips, but total teach time under 2 hours, and it works not just on the 3x3 but on every complexity Rubik's Cube. So after when I teach in real life, it's an hour session twice a week, or every week. I want to get that 2 in there somewhere. So I'll spend the first session just teaching them the corners. Formula A brings a piece to the top, B moves them around as needed, and then you did that, great, scramble it, try again, now do it on this cube, now do it on this cube. And I just spend the first hour just on corners, and then I'll take 5 to 10 minutes explaining as I hand them a cube to play with. Well, if you've been using Formula B with the outside columns, top row, outside columns, if you change the columns that you use, different pieces move around. Outside and inside column, it will move an edge piece, and 2 inside columns will move the center pieces. I send them off to play with it. They come back in a week, and they have a question. If it's a cube, if it's a 3x3, the question is, I've got 2 pieces that are both in the right place, but they need to flip, and so B will do that. And if it's a larger cube, the question is about a parity, because I haven't taught them parities yet. And so I just tell them that 1 single quarter turn and to do it again, try again, and the parity has disappeared. Poof. So the difference between the cubes and Minxes, as far as it relates to the ABCube method, because the ABCube method will completely solve both of these, is that the cube can have a parity, but like I said, parities are a lie, and they're caused by a single quarter turn. Do that quarter turn either direction, and your parity is disappeared, and you can solve the cube. And for this one, for the Minxes, there's an order of operations, because if one of your 2 columns is the center column, because it's misshaped, you're moving more than 3 pieces, more than the 3 pieces that you want to move. But the ancillary movement can be done without moving the center columns, so you can have the effect of moving just 3 pieces. But it's easier if you do the star parts first, then you don't have to redo anything. Just like if you do the corners and edges first, then that single quarter turn is not messing up anything. You haven't done the centers yet, so it doesn't matter. If you have done the centers first because you prefer the reduction method or the line by line, layer by layer method, or whatever you want to do, then you just reset. Once you've gotten rid of the parity, you just reset the center pieces. I do corners first, then edges, then centers. For the cube, I do the exact opposite here, because I have to do the star parts first, in order to not have ancillary movement, in order to not care about the ancillary movements that take place. I was going to demonstrate ancillary movements. Am I using the right word for ancillary? I don't know. All right, so top row, two outside columns. I'm pretending this is one face. I'm pretending this is a cube. And so B is slide up, slide up, slide down, because things are so easy to line up this way. Okay, and it moved 3 corners around. They move once as clockwise, twice as counterclockwise, 3 times as back to the way it was when you began. And I'm going to demonstrate A as well because I can. Let me bring, okay, my pink is my top color, so I'm going to bring the pinks to the top just to show how to twist these pieces. So it's bottom row, right column, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Keep going until the color that you want is on top. And when it is, slide the top to correct it. These are misplaced because I did a Formula B, but I'm just demonstrating how to twist the corners. And you don't have to count, but because of the mathematics of the cubes and minxes, on the last layer it will always be a multiple of 6 that you need, and multiples of 6 will always not upset the rest of the cube. Oh, I didn't finish, sorry. There. Layers of 6 will always not upset the rest of the cube, so you're only moving the pieces you want to move. So these 3 pieces still want to move. And top row, outside columns, up, up, down, down, and now they're in the right place and I can twist them. Bottom row, right column is Formula A, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. It's correct, slide the top, keep the cube stable, keep the minx stable, your puzzle toy stable. Continue. That's correct, and one more. Okay, so because it did not involve the center column, then everything was predictable. If I do this, if I do the center column, so if I'm going to move this at tip piece, star tip over to this place, up, up, down, down, and it did move this piece here, and this piece here, but it also moved these 3 pieces. Okay, we know how to move these pieces without moving the center pieces, so I can fix these pieces here. Actually, wait a minute, these 3, I can fix these 3 pieces. I'm getting distracted by the snow outside. Okay, once it's clockwise, twice is counterclockwise. You don't have to look and see which way it has to go, because you do it once, and if it's solved, you continue, and if it's not, you do it a second time. And in my brain, it's easier to just do it twice than it is for me to do it, to look at it and say, let's see, which is clockwise, which is counterclockwise. So everything's in the right spot. These 2 are in the right spot, but want to twist. Formula A, out, down, and up. When it's correct, slide it away to protect it. Keep the cube stable. Continue your 6 count of Formula A. Reset, and the rest of the cube is not affected. So if one of the 2 columns is the center column, then you are going to have extra pieces move. So that's why I will always do the center first. So here, corners, edges, then centers. Here, star centers first, and then the rest of the centers, and then I will do the tips of the stars. And then everything else can be moved 3 pieces at a time, and only 3 pieces at a time with Formula B. Who's with me today? All right. Thank you for joining me. I have a quick question if anyone wants to advise me. Someone made a comment that I've been uploading my videos to YouTube without editing them, and that could be better done. But the reason I haven't been editing them is I don't really know how. I moved away from my friend who helped me with editing for the original original method formula. So if someone wants to suggest to me Free and easy way to edit my Twitch videos before I upload them. Doesn't have to be free, but it does have to be easy because I'm not real tech savvy, and I don't have anyone yet doing my editing for me. So we'll figure that out. So make suggestions for me if you have any suggestions. I would appreciate that. All right. So for Formula A, I start with my corners. Does anyone have any questions for me or preferences before I start? Okay. All right. I showed what the formulas do on the minxes. Now let's show what the formulas do on here. Bottom row, right column. Formula A, out, down, in, up. And it switches these two and does something with these three edges. That was once. Twice, again, flip these back so it's in the correct place, but they're twisted, and moved these edge pieces another rotation, and then 3. They're switched, but the centers are correct. So every 2 pieces moves the corners in the right place. Every 3 moves splits the centers back. So a total of 6 moves is what it takes to return to your start position. Okay. That also works on the center, the absolute center. If you want to do boxes, it works on any piece on your first side, but Formula A does affect all of the 6 sides. So you can only effectively use it on the first column or the absolute center where it's needed to move all the 6 sides. If you've already have one side done and try using Formula A, you're going to be messing up your first side to do your second side. So for everything else, for the corners, it's A to bring it to the top, B to move them around. For the edges, B places them from the top front to the front left or front right, depending on which direction you go. Centers is the 2 center columns. You follow the piece along. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Now the centers can look like you're moving 2 pieces and only 2 pieces, but you're always moving 3. If 2 of them are the same color, your brain can get confused, but it's always moving 3 pieces. So that's what it looks like on the cube, and the minxes are the same. For the minxes, when I'm doing my columns, I can't cross. When I'm doing my Formula B, I can't cross the center line. If I do the center line, then I get ancillary movements, but I can't cross the center line. So I can move this piece to here, but if I wanted to move this piece to here, I would actually flip the cube and move the piece to there instead. So I just flip the cube so that the 2 columns that are necessary are on the same side to do that. All right, so let's put this back. This piece wants to go. These 3 want to move, and they want to move clockwise twice because I already did it once. So this one, I'm going to move this piece here, and this piece here, and then you'll see one more time. Up, up, down, down. And like I said, ancillary movement, we're going to ignore it until I get the centers placed. Slide up, center, slide down, and now those are correct, and these 3 pieces I know how to move. So Formula B, up, up, down, down, and everything's in the correct place. 2 of them want to be switched, want to be rotated, twisted. So that's Formula A, bottom row, right column. Up, down, in, up, down, in, up. Slide to get that, slide to protect that. This one's correct. Slide to protect that. Continue my 6 count on a piece that can stand to be twisted. And the rest of the cube is unharmed. and set the top, and we're done. So, all right. I can move these pieces with Formula B, but when I'm starting out, I can just muscle them into place because it doesn't matter if things are getting moved around. But if I wanted to pretend that did matter, then I would use Formula B on this piece. So to move this piece up, I'm using this column, and because it's the center, I need to move the center column. So I'm going to move this piece up, rotate it into a different column, center, and then this piece up. So I go up, slide, up, reverse, down, reverse, down, and that put this piece up and moved the yellow piece down. Here's another piece. And move it to the top. Actually, this one's here. Okay. So line it up. I like left hand more than I like right hand. So line it up. Okay. I go move it up, slide to the middle, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down. And there it is. Looking for the other white piece. Looking for the other white star piece, star arm. There it is. Okay. And I'm just going to move this one into place because you can move it with Formula B, which doesn't affect anything else except it does. So I've done the white star parts, then I would do the red star parts. And just go layer by layer as I'm going along. So let's do that. Red, looking for red. There's a red. Star parts first. Here's one. Okay, white stars done, red stars done. Now that's the other difference between the cubes and the minks is that I spend time on the minks looking for the piece that I want. I don't spend time on the cubes looking for the piece that I want. I just find a piece that's wrong and throw it in its direction. And since there's fewer sides for it to land on, it's easier to just manipulate. The cube. So I cube when I just want to clear my head and zone out and think of nothing. And I do the minks when I want a distraction from my life and want to think, because the minks, because there's more faces, there's more jumping going around. Looking. Here it is. Here is the yellow. Bring it to the top. And I messed up my white. So let's put the white there. Up, up, down, down. Okay, so white's done, and now I have to fix my red. There we go. So I just do it color by color. Like I said, I just intuit for the first half of the cube, I just intuit until I get to where I have to pay attention. And then for, let's see here. Purple. Okay. And one more. And then green. Using formula A for the green. Because I can. Okay. There's my green. Oops. Down, in, up. Okay. And where did I put my red and my blue? Right here. All right. So I'm only going to do half the cube because it's big. There's lots. So I use formula B to move the rest of the center up. So here's a piece wants to move to the top. Let's stick a piece on it. I use this so that you guys can follow what I'm doing without where my eyes are following. So I go up, slide, second up, reverse, down, and now my star pieces are there to keep me track of what column I'm on, so I don't get confused. Here's a white. Okay. Okay. This piece will come up here, so the red will come down. Unless I want yeah. Okay, I don't want the red to come down, so let's bring down the green, or the pink. So up, up, down, down. Okay, and another white. Here's one. Okay, now I want the red to come down. Up, up, down, down. Okay, here's a white. Okay, greens go in the other direction, but the yellow can come down. So up, up, down, down. Here's a white. You put it on the green side. Put it up on the green side so the white and the green can switch. So the orange wants to come down, so let's bring that down. So I go up, up, down, down, and then line it up, 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 down, down. Okay. Because it's so big, I'm gonna come back when I just have the last couple layers to fix, so I can demonstrate that. I don't want to keep you guys here for the entire solve. So let's work on this. Okay, so corners. Start with yellow. You can be color neutral. I used to be color neutral, but my alpha testers for my method kept telling me to tell people what color to use. And so since all of my cubes have a yellow that's opposite either the white or black, depending on the cube, and not all of them do. For example, this one has yellow and red, not yellow and white, and has a purple somewhere in there as well. So not all cubes are the same colored, but all of my cubes work well with yellow. So this one's yellow on top, this one's yellow also on top, so I'm going to leave those there, and I'm going to start with the piece that needs to be adjusted. So my question, I'm doing the first I'm doing corners, and I'm ignoring everything that's not a corner. I'm only looking at the corners. I'm also only looking at yellows. So is there a yellow somewhere on this corner? If the answer is yes, formula A will bring it to the top, bottom row, right column. If the answer is no, I look at the cube underneath it, the corner cubie underneath it. And if there's a yellow on one of these two spots, formula A will bring it to the top. And there is. If the answer was no again, I would rotate the bottom until the answer is yes, because there's going to be 4 yellow cubes. So as long as there's a not yellow cube on top, there's going to be one on the bottom you can work on. So bottom row, right column, out, down, in, up. Okay, it's moved it up, but it's not on the top yet. So continue with formula A until the yellow's on top. Slide the top to protect it and keep the cube stable, and continue with this one. Is there a yellow here? No. Is there a yellow here? No. So I rotate the bottom by quarter turns until the answer is yes, and then formula A will bring it to the top. Okay. Now at this point, one of 3 things can happen. Either we've looked at the yellows, but the corners have 3 colors, not just one. So we look at the other colors and see if they match to each other. Now one of 3 things has to happen here. Either all of the sides will match to each other, or none of the sides will match to each other, or one side will match and the rest will not. So let me put this one. So this one, they all match. I'm going to make this so that they don't match, so I can show you what to do if they don't match. If they don't match, then it doesn't matter which way you hold it to face the cube. You're going to do the same thing whether or not you have no matches or one match. But if you have one match, you'll face the match away from you. So I'm going to do formula B, which is going to move 3 pieces around. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, so that moved these 3 pieces around, and the rest of the cube stayed the way it was. So formula A to bring those pieces to the top, the yellow sides back to the top. When the yellow's on top, slide it to protect it and keep going. There we go. And so now yellow's back at the top. And so we check the corners again. Red does not equal green, orange equals orange, blue does not equal red, blue does not equal green. So we went from no sides matching to one side matching. If we hold that matching side facing away from you, as if it were headlights on a car you're driving, we're going to do that same thing again, because no matter which way it is, it's still formula B and formula A. So formula B is going to move these 3 around. It's going to leave these 2 next to each other in position. And this one's going to go over here, which will have the effect of switching these 2, but really it's moving 3 pieces around. Nothing ever moves 2 pieces. So up, up, down, down, and then formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. Okay. And yellow's back at the top, so we check, and now the corners match, so I can line them up to the center if I want to. So now that the yellows match, the first 4 corners are happy with each other. Now I can continue, you go layer by layer, whatever I want to do, but because every cube has the corners, I teach every cube the exact same way. So I'm going to take my yellow corners, I'm going to put them face down, I'm going to abandon them because formula A and B does not mess them up. So it doesn't matter which. I'm just going to bring the white to the top, and then I'll check my yellows to see if they're still happy. If I check mid-cycle of my bringing the whites to the top, it's going to look like it's messed up, and like that I have to start over again. But you have to trust the cube, because the cube is inherently honest. As long as you don't rotate your cube while you're doing this, your cubes are going to be, you're not going to mess anything up as you go along. The only ways you can mess things up is if you like drop the cube halfway through, or you rotate the cube instead of the top layer, or if you get your arrows confused and you do 2 left instead of a left and a right. Oh, someone followed me. Thank you so much. Thank you, EQ Mal. So left or right, or if you get confused and start paying attention to the colors of the edges when you're working on the corners. Other than that, this is a really when I teach this method to newbies, non-cubers, total teach time 2 hours or less, and then they can and then they walk away with whatever cube of mine that they know they can pick up a 6x6 or any cube at all and put it down solved. It's not a speed solving method. It's not a fewest moves method, but it is the secret to just solving the cube if you don't want to spend months memorizing algorithms and you don't really care about speed. And then, of course, I mean, once you know that you can put the cube down solved, then it's easier to start to learn the other methods that are out there, because it's easier to see what the things do, what the algorithms do, if you can do it from a solved cube. So you have a solved cube do the algorithm, you can say, oh, that's what that did. I know what that did. So this will help beginners. And I I primarily teach people who think they can't learn. You know, like, oh, my brother tried to teach me, it was too hard. You know, or my former landlady roommate who said, oh, I can't learn, I had a brain injury, I can't learn. And 2 hours later, she was borrowing my 6x6. So this works. I have successfully taught everyone who's ever asked me to teach them, with the exception of my sister, because she's just as stubborn as I am. And she decided that it was too complicated. How do you come up with this method? Good question. Thank you for asking. I have been cubing and teaching cubing off and on since '81, when the cube first came out. I bought this book from the corner store, the equivalent of this book, not this actual physical book, Simple Solution to Rubik's Cubes, from the corner store, and memorized it. And then I could solve the cube. All they had was the 3x3 at the time. So I quickly became the cube teacher at my school because everyone wanted to learn, and the bullies even stopped bullying me so they could ask me for help. So I knew the 3x3. I knew this method of the 3x3. I got the 4x4, and the 4x4 broke before I could solve it. So that was very traumatic for me, because I had an unsolved puzzle in my head that I couldn't solve. But then I had a 5x5, and I was applying what I knew, and I was trying to figure out how to do the last steps of the centers. And I hadn't learned the reduction method because I'd just been learning on my own. So luckily now the internet's out, and I can find people. So I found someone who could teach me the last step of the centers as the last step. And so I took that and I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I translated it into arrows so I could see what it was doing. And of course it's what became Formula B right there. It's just a commutator. There's nothing special. But so I took that, I looked at that, and I thought, At first I had three lines each going each direction. But then I narrowed it down as I started moving to bigger cubes and adding more arrows. I'm like, this is just confusing. So I narrowed it down to just two. One arrow, the arrow representing the slice you move, and the line representing everything else that you ignore. You don't move. So you're always only moving one row and two columns. For Formula B, one row, one column for Formula A. So I took that and I looked at it and I said, okay, I know that that moves my centers, but what happens if I do those same moves on my 2x2 that only has 2 columns? What's it gonna do? And so I tried it, and I looked at it and said, oh, well, that moved my corners. And once does clockwise, twice does counterclockwise, and 3 gets me back to start. So I have these other algorithms in my head from this book that I've learned forever. I had to go away from it for a decade or two. You have to come back and relearn everything. So I'm like, okay, great. If I know that formula B moves my corners, then I don't have to keep these algorithms in my head. This one that does clockwise, this one that does counterclockwise, this one that does diagonals, this one that just moves it one row. I don't have to do that because I can just use formula B for my corners now. And I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Oh, someone else followed me. Thank you. So I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. What happens if I use the same formula on other columns? And so I got my 3x3, and I used it on the left and center instead of the out. Hello. Thank you for talking. First time chat. Hi, how you doing? I'm going to keep monologuing until you ask me questions, and I'll be happy. I love chatting more than I love monologuing, so do ask me questions. I'm happy. So I'm like, okay, formula B, I already know it moves centers around, but it also moves corners around. Well, what happens if and so I tried it with an outside and inside column, and it moved edges. I'm like, I can throw away these 7 algorithms because this will do the same thing. And so when I figured out that B does everything, it actually literally does everything. You can solve the entire cube with just formula B without formula A, but I'm not smart enough to do that because you have to be able to pay attention to how the pieces are going to land when they land, whether it's going to need to be twisted, etc. It's easier to just use formula A to twist them after they're in the right spot. So that's it. I was trying to learn the 5x5, and I ended up creating a new method that works on everything. The reason why this works on every complexity cube is because you don't actually have to worry about parities. Parities are a lie, and you don't need a parity algorithm to solve a big cube. And the way I learned that is I had my son trying. My oldest is more clever than I am, and so he likes to take my cube and do patterns and put it down for me, and then I have to undo the pattern, figure out what he did, and most of the time I can't. So I have to re-scramble the whole thing and solve it. And so he was doing that on my cube. I don't think he knows the patterns. I think he just does things and pretty things happen. He's just that talented. So anyway, he's looking at it, the 3x3, and he's never had a big cube. He only has the 3x3. I tried teaching him this method, but the problem is that I already taught him this method when he was little, and so he thinks he already knows it all. I'm like, but my way is better. He's like, I can do the cube. I don't need that. I'm like, well, here, try the 5x5. Yes, most cubers just. I have found that very few cubers actually teach. Most of them, they have a cube, they race, they do. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of streamers, but YouTube channels, they're, like when I wanted to try to figure out how to do the last step of my 5x5, I'm looking there, and you have to go through. They take a single scramble, and then they walk you through how they solve that scramble, which is great if that scramble is what's on your cube. But if your cube doesn't look like what they're doing, then you have to try to figure out how to apply it to your cube, and it gets to the point where they're doing the interesting thing, and so you have to rewatch that part. So when I created my method, I took each step was its own video. And I did it on all 4 cubes. I did it on the 2x3, 3x4, 4x5. I did it on each one of them so you could see what everything is. Do I have this method available anywhere? It's in manuscript form, but I don't have an agent yet, and I want to submit it to the For Dummies people. So instead, I have published it online. You can see it at speedsolver.com, and also if you go here to abcube.how, but please be kind if you go to abcube.how, because I created it, I don't know how to do websites. I created it. It's like a dancing bear. You can find it, you can follow it, and it works, it does the thing, but not elegantly. I have finally broken down and tried to hide. I've put it on my Wix site. Hello, hi, good to see you. So I put it on my Wix site. I finally found the button that says Hire Professional and clicked that last night. So I'm trying to get someone to help me, because what I need to do on my website is I've got to, when I created it, I saw vlogs posts that I could do, and so I just put each step into its own blog post, which is great because I can separate each step and have each step has the setup, the video tutorial, and then the reset, and it works just great, except for the fact that because it's a blog post, every time I edit anything, it reorders it to the most recent. Oh, you can learn it. Yes, absolutely. ABCube.how. You can go to I have YouTube, and the YouTube has a playlist, and the playlist is just the videos from my Wix site. The Wix site but the videos aren't really supposed to stand alone. But so you can go to the Wix site, abcube.how, www.abcube.how. You don't need the www. But then just scroll down, click on Let's Solve It. Scroll down, click on the corners. The first step, it's written as it's going to be translated into a book. So the first chapter is the corners, the second chapter is the edges, third chapter is the centers. But you look, so you click on the corners parts, and then it's step 1 corners, goal 1, bring your yellow to the top. Goal 2, move the corners around as needed. Goal 3, do the white corners, etc. So yeah, bring me your people, or when I teach this, like I said, it total 2 hours teach time, and I teach it in real life. I also am set up to teach. I can teach up to 4 people at a time because I have a Zoom set up. It's not set up right now because I don't have anyone to teach, but I have a Zoom set up so I can see I can see your cube, you can see me in my hands, and so I can walk you through. I can teach up to 4 people at a time that way. It is just the Formula A is 4 moves. And it's used to bring a piece to the top, from the front to the top, and the bottom to the top. And Formula B is 8 moves, and it just moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you're ever going to need, because algorithms are a lie, and you can solve the cube without having an algorithm, a parity algorithm. I said algorithms are a lie. I know words, honestly, I just don't use them properly. Parities are a lie. You can never. Parities are a lie. And a parity is where it looks like there's 2 pieces that need to switch, and Formula B always switches 3 pieces around, and so the third piece that you do not see, just trust there's a third piece. The third piece that you do not see is literally the piece that you do not see. It is the layer, the slice that touches your parity. So if you rotate that slice 1/4 turn, just one of those slices, not both of them, because then that'd be 1/4 turn and 2/4 turns. So just one slice. Rotate that one slice 1/4 turn. Your parity has just disappeared, because now you, instead of having 2 pieces that need to switch, you have 3 pieces that need to switch, and you know how to do that. And if you don't, you can do it with Formula B. And yes, it's just Formula A, just Formula B. Works on every complexity Rubik's Cube, and also every complexity Minx. I can solve both of them just using Formula A and just using Formula B. I haven't taught the Minx to anybody in person yet, but when I teach the cube, like I said, it's usually general total teach time of about 2 hours. And then they walk away with my 6x6. But yes, so I decided that I was going to do my things differently. And so each video, yes, I will be happy to race you. I have my 5x5 in front of me. I fixed the yellow corners, but I will scramble them. Okay, I'm going to race I'm the Bean. Does anybody have any questions for me before I race I'm the Bean? Now, as far as racing, I'm not fast. My average on a 3x3 is 1.5 minutes. I have broken a minute once and hope to do it again. But I do have a 2x2. Now, you're faster than me, so what kind of a handicap are you going to give me? Are you going to... Okay. I do have a 2x2. You want to race the 2x2? I'm going to solve 2 2x. Okay. All right. Okay. I Here's the thing. In creating the method, I kept seeing shortcuts in my as I was creating it that I could solve with my algorithms, and so I had to force my brain to forget the algorithms so that I could come up with this method, because my brain is not wired the same way as everyone else's. Oh, 2 3x3s. So I don't remember. I could relearn the methods, but I don't know any other methods. I only know my method. So yes, when I speed solve, I only use my formula A and B, which is how I beat a minute once. So you can beat a minute with my method, just like you can beat a minute with a beginner's method. But this method, like I said, it works on everything, so you can solve other cubes as well. Okay, am I solving? I have a 3x3 here. Am I solving 2x2 or a 3x3? Where is my 3x3? Put my 3x3 away. I'm going to do a 2x2. You're going to do the 3x3? You're going to do 2 3x3s. All right. Okay. Okay. Are you ready? Say ready. Ready. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Down. Do it again? Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's do it again. Scramble without looking. All right. Okay. Tell me, you ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. This one had no matching. Down. I think that might have been did not finish because I had my corner turned halfway like that. Did you finish before me? I couldn't tell. Okay, good. Good for you. I had I was lucky on my first one because the corners ended up in their correct position for both of them. The second one, the corners ended up in the correct position for one, but I had no matching corners, so I needed to do my formula B twice to figure it out. So that's why. So that was poor. You want to do it again? Do you want me to do the 3x3 or the 5x5? All right. Oh, you're scrambled. Okay. 3. A 3x3. Well, I do 3 by. Okay. All right. Where's my 3x3? I had grandbabies who have taken my 3x3. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, bye. EQ. Well, someone had to say it. Someone said bye. I am. You both have purple in my chat. Okay. Bye. Have fun. Have a great day. Wait a minute. Are you saying bye, I'm the bean? Because I got my 3x3 now. Oh, you're saying bye to EQ Mall. EQ Mall. Okay. Alright, I've got my 3x3. This one's noisy. I don't know where my not noisy one is, but it turns okay, so that's okay. Tell me now, is this noise going to bother you guys? Should I go get a different cube? My ex hated when I cubed. Said it sounded like chipmunks chittering. Alright, let me find, where is my, oh, where are you? Come here. Nope, don't have another cube. I do have other cubes, but I have a Dunkin' cube. It is so smooth, just buttery smooth, that I can't cube it very well. Alright, so, okay, no one said the noise is going to bother you. If the noise bothers you, I will get a different cube. Alright, so, look at really quick, okay. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Again. Oh, not as smooth as I thought it was. Turn, turn. You finished already. Take the cube. There we go. All right. Now what? You had a PLL skip on the third cube? Okay. I had a no cubes match on my second four corners. But that's an excuse. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I got a 5x5 here. Okay, 4x4 for a 3x3. All right. Why do I not? Kitty, did you take my cube? Kitty cats are suspicious. All right. Okay. Okay. I thought you should get a new cube. I think you should get a new cube. Just to get sub 1 minute. Alright, hold on, you guys. I'm going to get a different cube. I don't know what happened to my cube. Okay, I'm back. This is a nice one. This one's not very friendly. The cube that I speed cube on is my Go cube, because it has the internal clock that tells me how fast I am. I don't have a speed matter, a timer, or anything. Thank you. I have no idea. Oh, sorry. Camera, stop moving. What are you doing? Okay, I don't know what the M stands for, but this is a nice cube. It is nice. Okay, so scramble, 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 scramble. More, probably. Okay. It's a nice cube. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. Oh, but it's a nice cube though. Down. Oh, hello, kitty. There's an orange cat out my window. Ah! This is a nice cube. You're too slow for. You want me to do a 4x4? I can do my 4x4. I'm gonna play with this cube though because it's so fun. So fun. Oh, anyway, what I was gonna say. Someone said that someone was complimenting me on teaching. Most people don't teach. I've found that most cubers don't actually teach. If they come up with a newbie, they'll say, "Oh, go watch so and so on YouTube," and then come back to me. Go practice for a couple of months, and then we can talk. So, I pride myself on teaching the non-cubers. Do you want to try a 3 and a 4 again, or do you want to try? What do you want to try? I'm ready. I'm definitely going to go to the next convention I find. You're going to try this cube. Okay. Oh, what, my 2x2? You want me to do 2x2? So hard to scramble. Okay. Am I doing the 2x2 or the 3x3? Or both? 2x2. Okay. Say you're ready. All right, good. You're fast with this cube. Good job. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Down. I'm not sure which one of us won because you had to put it down to type finished, but I think. Oh, it's delaying for you? Okay. If our positions were reversed, I would have finished, typed, and ready, and then just wait for me to say, okay, let's say, I would just have typed, finished, waiting, ready, and then just wait for me to press the enter key instead of typing finished. So, it's ready. So you can just, boom, push the button. Tie! Okay, so I did a 2 and you did a cube. You're being generous by calling that a tie, because I know you're faster than me. Okay. Okay. Again? Yes, okay. I'm getting a little bit faster on my Go Cube. I'm starting to use some finger. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, that was not a good scramble. I was done. That was too easy. I didn't scramble it well enough. I'm calling that interference. We gotta start it again, because that was too fortuitous. So we need to try that one again, because that was just too. The second 4 corners were just boom, done. I'm like, nope, it's not good enough. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Done. Oh, you didn't. You beat me. All right. Okay, you guys. Thank you. I'm going to call that a day because I got to go take care of some stuff. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys letting me be part of your morning. And thank you for racing me. Thank you for asking me questions. And thank you for following me. 2 people followed me. Awesome. All right. I am going to, I'll be back tomorrow. As per the normal, and unless something comes up. I mean, on Friday I said I was going to be back, and then I didn't because I ended up babysitting. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for playing with me. I'll be happy to go have a good day. Go be nice to yourself, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, you guys.